Chosen one, you've arrived at a moment the universe has meticulously prepared. This is not an ordinary day. It's not just another sunrise, another ticking hour, or another random date on the calendar. No, this is your divine appointment. You've got a date with destiny, and it's today. All of your past, all of your pain, every tear, every battle, every delay, every closed door. It has all brought you right here to this sacred turning point. The clock has struck divine alignment. Something powerful is unfolding in your favor. Before we begin this journey together, I want to invite you to truly receive this message. Not just hear it, but allow it to stir something deep within you. Watch this video until the very end and write your warmest wishes and the number 777 in the comments. This isn't just about engagement. It's about activating a frequency. It's about aligning with the universe, with your destiny, and sending a signal that you are ready, that you are willing, that you accept the divine appointment that has been written in your name from the very beginning. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and take a deep breath. Let the weight of the past slide off your shoulders. Let the doubts lose their grip. You've entered into a moment of spiritual significance. The kind of moment that only those who are truly called can comprehend. You are not random. You are not forgotten. You are not just trying to make it through another day. No, you are part of a grand orchestration, a divine unveiling, and today is the page in the story where everything starts to make sense. The universe, in its infinite intelligence, has aligned currents and seasons, timelines and signs, all to get you here. And though the journey has tested your faith, tested your heart, and tested your strength, you've made it through because you were never meant to break. You were meant to bloom. You were meant to awaken. You were meant to rise, not in some distant future, but now, in this moment, in this day, in this hour. This is not just a random message. It is a call to remembrance, a call to power. You are being summoned by destiny, and today is the day you meet it face to face. The shift is already happening. You can feel it in your spirit. That strange blend of anticipation and divine certainty. That's not anxiety. That's not coincidence. That's your soul recognizing a scheduled meeting with purpose. You see, there are certain days that are written in spiritual ink. Dates the universe will never forget. Dates where the veil lifts, where the light becomes clearer, where paths appear in places that used to be dead ends. This is one of those days. A spiritual landmark. A divine intersection where your obedience, your perseverance, your silent battles, your relentless hope finally collide with manifestation. This is the moment your tears cash out into triumph. This is the day confusion turns into clarity. This is when the pain finds its purpose. You've waited. You've endured. You've matured in secret. And now the reward begins to unfold in ways you couldn't even imagine. Doors that were bolted shut are swinging open. Opportunities that once overlooked you are now searching for you. What once delayed you can no longer deny you. Your soul knew this day was coming, even when your mind forgot. Even when you were discouraged. Even when you felt stuck, overlooked, or abandoned. Destiny has never left your side. It was always walking with you, silently, patiently, until you were ready to recognize it, until you had grown strong enough to carry the crown, until you had developed the spiritual authority to lead in your lane. There's a divine unveiling taking place, a revealing of what has been hidden inside of you for so long. That voice, that gift, that vision, that courage. It's rising now. You were never waiting on destiny. Destiny was waiting on you. And now that you've aligned with it, miracles will no longer feel like fantasy. They'll start feeling like reality. Breakthroughs will no longer be delayed. They'll start chasing you. Everything you've walked through has been preparing you for this moment. Every heartbreak shaped your empathy. Every rejection redirected your focus. Every detour protected your path. Even the delays had a divine intention to build a stronger version of you, a version who wouldn't shrink when the spotlight came, who wouldn't fold when the pressure came, who wouldn't fumble the blessing when it finally arrived. Chosen one, today is not a day to play small. It's not a day to entertain doubt, to second-guess yourself, or to hide your brilliance. It is the day to show up fully, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. To say yes, to say now, to say, I receive what has always been mine. You don't need more time. You don't need more preparation. You are ready. You are aligned. You are called. And this is the activation. Your energy has shifted. The vibration around you has elevated. You're not in the same frequency you were in just days ago. There's a divine surge, an inner knowing, a spiritual click that's happening. You can feel it. You can sense the forward motion. You can taste the difference. You're walking different, talking different, thinking different. Because today, destiny is speaking your name in rooms you haven't entered yet. There are blessings gathering around you. There are alignments being formed behind the scenes. You are being pulled toward encounters that will change everything. The universe is conspiring to deliver favor you didn't work for, grace you didn't earn, and overflow you can't explain. Why? Because you're chosen. Because you're ready. Because it's time. You have crossed a spiritual threshold. There is no going back. You are no longer available for anything beneath your calling. No longer entertaining cycles that drain you. No longer postponing your joy. No longer apologizing for your light. You've been equipped with power, with wisdom, and with clarity. Destiny doesn't just visit anyone. It shows up to those who've been faithful, to those who've been prepared in silence, to those who carry a greater mission. Today, the universe is leaning in to support you. Divine momentum is wrapping around your purpose. Spirit is hovering over your plans. And doors, yes, doors, are creaking open under the weight of your obedience. They're not opening because you forced them. They're opening because you're aligned with something bigger than effort. You're aligned with assignment. There is a pull you can't ignore today, a whisper that says, move, a nudge that says, speak, a confirmation that says, you're right where you're supposed to be. Don't ignore it. Follow it. Flow with it. Say yes to the invitation. This is your breakthrough window. This is your moment of crossing. This is where everything changes. Not next week, not someday, but now. You've got a date with destiny, and the table has already been set. The chairs are in place. The space is sacred. The moment is ripe. You were invited before you were even born. And now, that ancient invitation is coming alive in your reality. There is no room for fear here. Only faith. Only forward. Only fulfillment. You're not late. You're not early. You're right on time. Let the noise fall away. Let the distractions lose their hold. You're no longer tied to the confusion of the past. You're no longer waiting on answers from people who were never meant to understand your calling. You've entered into a dimension where clarity reigns, where your path unfolds not because you force it, but because you flow with the divine rhythm. And that rhythm is strong today. It's pulsing. It's undeniable. It's pushing you forward even when fear tries to pull you back. Today is not a normal day for you. It's a divine marker, a timestamp on your spiritual journey. The shift you're sensing is not in your imagination. It's confirmation. You are being lifted out of what once limited you. You're being elevated beyond the cycles that once kept you small. And this elevation didn't come cheap. It came through battles fought in silence, through choices that hurt, through patience that matured you in the fire. You didn't just survive, you evolved. You didn't just wait, you transformed. That's why this date with destiny isn't just a feel-good moment. It's a coronation. It's an appointment with a higher version of yourself. The version that no longer plays by the rules of fear, lack, or delay. The version that walks in authority. That knows how to say no with peace and say yes with power. The version that no longer needs validation because purpose is its compass. You've stepped into the divine now. And in this now, doors open because your energy is ready. People are drawn to you because your frequency speaks louder than words. Resources flow to you because your purpose creates demand. This isn't about proving yourself anymore. This is about walking in what already belongs to you. You are the evidence of what happens when faith meets fire and still stands. And let me tell you, what's coming next doesn't require your struggle, only your surrender. Destiny doesn't respond to stress. It responds to alignment. It shows up when you stop chasing and start receiving. That's why things are going to look different now. What used to require force will now respond to your presence. What used to ignore you will now be magnetized to you. Because you are no longer chasing after life. Life is chasing after you. You've become a magnet for divine appointments. The right people, the right timing, the right ideas. All of it is coming. Not because you're lucky, but because you're ready. You've matured into the version of you that doesn't self-sabotage when the blessing arrives. You've developed the mindset that can carry weight without breaking. You've earned this, spiritually, emotionally, energetically. And now, it's harvest time. There's a reason the warfare increased before today. There's a reason the pressure mounted. There's a reason everything felt confusing just before now. That was the enemy's last attempt to distract you from the door that was already unlocked. But you didn't fold. You didn't forget who you were. And because of that, heaven is applauding and hell is panicking. Because you're stepping into what can't be undone. The plan is unfolding. The moment is active. This chapter is different because you are different. You've outgrown your fears. You've outlasted your delays. And now you're operating from power, not panic. From certainty, not confusion. From alignment, not attachment. This is where destiny responds. This is where breakthrough lives. This is where new chapters begin. You don't need to beg. You don't need to strive. The door that belongs to you opens with ease. All you have to do is show up. Show up in your full energy. Show up in your purpose. Show up like you know that today is the result of every spiritual seed you've ever planted. Show up because you understand something sacred. This moment has waited for you just as long as you've waited for it. It's not a coincidence that you're hearing this message right now. Your spirit was drawn here for a reason. Something in you is waking up. A frequency is rising. You're starting to remember who you are, not who the world told you to be, but who your soul has always known you are. And the more you remember, the more unstoppable you become. Not because of arrogance, but because of awareness. You're aware that you're chosen. Aware that this life isn't just about survival. but expansion. Aware that your presence carries solutions, that your energy carries healing, that your voice was never meant to be silenced. You were born to shift atmospheres, born to shift timelines, born to walk in rooms and activate destiny just by existing. And now, you're finally standing in the place your spirit has been rehearsing in secret. The doors are real. The connections are real. The opportunities, they're real too. And they're not just showing up for anyone. They're showing up for you because you dared to believe when there was no proof. You dared to trust when everything told you to give up. You dared to prepare even when nothing seemed to be coming. That faith? It built your table. That obedience? It opened your future. Chosen one, your date with destiny is not a theory. It's a reality. One that is now unfolding in real time. Watch what begins to shift around you. Watch how conversations start to change. Watch how people begin to treat you differently. Watch how your energy clears paths without you forcing anything. That's divine order at work. That's what it feels like to live in your appointed moment. This isn't hype. This isn't just emotional motivation. This is a spiritual broadcast, a transmission of truth that your soul has been waiting to receive. And now that you've heard it, now that it's activated something inside you, you can't unhear it. You can't unfeel it. Something has shifted. And now, so will everything else. Let go of what you thought had to happen. Let go of the old script. Today is not a repeat. Today is a restart. Today is not just a day on the calendar. It's the beginning of a divine timeline. A timeline where you walk in power, where you walk in alignment, where you walk in flow. There's no more delay, no more fear, no more waiting. The moment is live. And you're the miracle that's about to be witnessed. You didn't just arrive here by accident. There's a divine fingerprint on your path. You were guided, ushered, and strategically moved, even when you didn't realize it, to end up exactly here, on the threshold of your breakthrough. The beauty of this moment isn't only that something external is changing, it's that something internal already has. You see, before the miracle appears outside of you, it must first be activated within you. That inner shift, that surge of knowing that today is different, that's the moment destiny locks in. That's the moment when the outer world begins to mirror the confidence and clarity you carry within. And right now, chosen one, your inner world is magnetic. It's commanding. It's radiant. You're vibrating on a frequency that calls in what's yours, effortlessly. This is why you feel a sense of anticipation that you can't explain. It's not nervousness, it's readiness. Your soul knows. It knows something sacred is close. It knows that the version of you that used to beg, settle, chase, and prove has now been replaced by someone who simply receives. Because when you carry divine alignment, life starts answering your presence. And that's what's happening now. The space around you is bending. Realities are shifting. Timelines are adjusting. All because you finally said yes to the version of yourself that's been buried under doubt and delay. And now, that version has risen. You're not in a waiting season anymore. You're in a receiving season. Everything has changed. Not because of what's happening outside, but because of who you've become inside. And it's because of this alignment that divine orchestration is taking place in realms you can't see. People are being moved into position. Favor is being released with your name on it. Answers you've prayed for are arriving in ways you never expected. And it's not coming slow, it's coming fast. Why? Because you're no longer resisting the flow. You're in sync. You're in purpose. You're in motion with heaven. There's something important to realize now. You no longer have to convince the universe of your worthiness. That battle is over. You've already been approved. You've already been marked. You've already been chosen. All that's left is to walk as though it's already done. Not out of arrogance, but out of certainty. The kind of certainty that comes from surviving what was meant to destroy you. You're not weak. You're not fragile. You're not barely making it. You are strong. You are seasoned. You are divine. The reason some things haven't worked out in your past is because they weren't built for the version of you that exists today. Those old doors would have held you hostage. Those old patterns would have dimmed your light. But not anymore. Because the real you, the crowned, chosen, and awakened you, has arrived. And now, your very presence is prophetic. You walk into a room and energy shifts. People sense something different, even if they can't explain it. That's because you're carrying oil. You're carrying power. You're carrying the momentum of your destiny. And every move you make from this point on is drenched in purpose. You'll notice things start moving faster. What once took years to manifest will begin unfolding in weeks, even days. Because your energy no longer matches stagnation, it matches acceleration. You are being fast-tracked. Not because you skipped the process, but because you stayed in it. You endured what others would have escaped from. You remained faithful in moments that would have broken others. That's why the reward is different. That's why the favor is multiplied. You didn't just arrive at your date with destiny, you earned it. Through tears, through tests, through quiet obedience. And now, all of heaven is celebrating because you finally see yourself the way you were always meant to. Chosen, equipped, powerful, ready. And don't be surprised if people from your past try to re-enter your life now. Not everyone will recognize who you've become. Some will be confused. Some will be intimidated. Some will try to pull you back into the patterns you've broken free from. But you don't owe anyone the old version of you. You don't have to explain your glow, your growth, or your glory. Let your transformation speak for itself.